Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to study about what are classes and object in Python. Moreover, I think like all of we need object and classes everywhere. And moreover, like in every language, your classes and your objects are almost the same. Just the syntax and all are different, but the concept is almost particularly the same about it. So, defining a class, like what a class is, how a class is used, and what are the basic advantages of using a class, is just to remember a few things. In your classes, either it is your a class is a user-defined blueprint, or it is just a prototype. If I'll say that you just if your name is XYZ and there is another person whose name is XYZ and you are almost similar to each other and you are the blue or you or he is a blueprint of your ourself, correct? So this particularly like that Python was built as a procedural language where only and only oops exist, and that particularly works also finally. But in Java, what it defines, like it hasn't particularly gap between your the Python as well as the Java part, correct? Now, a user is a class is a user defined blueprint, or it has a prototype of your object that has been created in that. Moreover, classes means like you have to provide a mean of like bundling data, or it should be function together. Now, what happened is while creating a new class, it means like it has a new type of object, and it allows a new like instances also in it of the particular type or particular made of it each other, correct? Each class of your instance can have an attribute attached to the maintaining its state. Classes also ensures you all like it has a proper stage to define more often more classes, I can say. Okay, now what we are going to study now as your classes and object. Classes and object, correct? That is in your Python. So the very first was like, what is it? It is your user defined blueprint. Number one to remember is it is your user defined blueprint, or what it is your we can say it is a prototype, or it is a prototype, correct? And prototype of whom? From the object it is created, from object, correct? Number second, I told you like it has a basic functionality and it function together in whatever we can say the objection in that, or whatever the standardization it is, function together, correct? And one more thing, like each of your class instance can have an attribute attached to its maintaining its own state. Suppose if I'll say that this is column, okay, and this is the house of mine, and this is I have to go to a park. This is attached to my belongings, correct? I am obtained from this one, okay, and I have to go to the return of it. So that how your class instance have a method for every modifying the states in that, correct? Now, if I'll give you an example, like if I'll create a class, or let us consider an example. Let us say that you want to track the number of dogs. Okay, you just need like to track a number of dogs. Example, this is if you need like number how just you need to number of dogs you have to track, correct? Now what you will do, now you have to want to like track the number of dogs that may have different attributes like breed. Now, how a dog can be classified into breed, into age, into color. Okay, and moreover, we can say into weight also. Correct? Over here, you will track these dogs according to their classification, the attributes they people have it. Correct? If I say that there is a list, okay, there is a list is used. The first element should be the dog breed. If I'll say that my list, is equals to first is breed. Okay, we can say first is breed. Second one, we can take age, or either we can take any of. Okay, that is not. This is my list I created. Let us suppose like there are 100 different dogs. Now there are 100 different dogs, different types of dogs. Okay, and that different types of dog, we need an element to be switch off as in which particular dog belongs to whom. Correct? What if your dog properties are almost same and all? So this is the lack of the organization, we can say, to exact number of your classes needed. So the particularly one point to remember is your just give me a minute. So the particularly point upon giving a class is that it is user defined data. It has user defined data. It has user defined data. Number first point to remember. Number second point to remember is that it holds a data member. It holds the data member. Correct? It is a user defined data. It holds the data member. Number one is we can access we can have a blueprint of an object. Okay, we can access that points and we can have a blueprint. And blueprints can also be given as in your prototype. Okay. So there are some points to remember while creating or having a Python class. Number one is your classes are always used to create, always created by some keywords or keyword class in that. Okay. Number second point is that attributes are always and always variable that should be belonging to a particular class. Correct? Number third point is that the attribute are always been public and can be accessed using the dot also, dot operator. For example, I'm just giving you like, I'm bringing this my class dot my attribute. Correct? This is an example of your class. Correct? Now, let us form one. I know that this will not pass or any of this will not run, but still I am just giving you how to write a class. So say if I have done that the class is dog and pass. Correct? So this will pass that because I haven't wrote in here. So the class keyword indicates that you are creating a class. Okay, this keyword means like you are creating a class and that class is being followed by the dog. The name of the class is your dog. Okay. Now what is your class objects? How your class objects are performed in a SQL manner. Correct? Now what is your how is your class object are being created? Formally, I can say, okay, and formally how it is, let me tell you. Yes. This is the object. What is object? It is an instance of class. Remember one thing, an object is instance of a class. Correct? An object is an instance of a class means that a class is a blueprint while instance is a copy of that class. Correct? A class is a blueprint, is like a blueprint we can say, in which like the instance is a copy of that class, and with that actual value we know that it has a particular value. Like we can say that it's not like every idea has been successful. It's actually a dog we created, okay, the class dog, then pass we did. Now we can pass the breed, we can pass the object, we can pass the age of it, but that doesn't give any part of it. Now for creating like an object contains of three parts, okay. one is your uh, one is your state, okay. Another one is your I'm making a box again. Another one is your behavior. Okay. Then another one is your identity. I'm writing. This is identity, state, behavior, and identity. Now, what does state means? State means that it represents the attribute of an object. Okay, and it also reflects the properties of particular and of an object. Okay, what we can say that it represents the attribute of an object. Attribute of object. Correct? Now, what is behavior? Behavior means it represents the method of an object. It represents state represents the attribute, whereas the behavior represents the method of an attribute of an object. Sorry. Now, what does identity means? What does identity means? That it gives a unique name to an object and enables the object to interact with different types of your objects. Now what it represents is it gives a unique name. Unique name to an object. Okay. So these are the object consists of these three parts, that is state, behavior, and identity. Okay, if I take an example, I took an example of that dog. Okay, I just gave you an example of a dog. Like I made a class, and in that class dog was present. Okay, then I passed it. Now dog has, like dog, we can say that dog can have a different name. If I'll present in this behavior, okay, and this manner, what a dog will be, it will have an identity. Okay, it will have an identity, it will have a state, it will have a behavior. Okay, now in identity what it will have it, in identity it will have a name. In this it will have a name of a dog. Correct? In state what it will have, it will have the breed. Either it will have a breed, or it will have an age, or it would have a color. Okay, in behavior, in your behavior, it will have, like, is it eating, is he or she is eating or sleeping or walking. Correct? These three property will be there in behavior, these three property will be there in state. Identity, it will have only one property. Now what happens when we create a object? Okay, and what when we perform an object, it depends upon declaring more of the functions in it. Okay, let us like have an example of creating an object. Suppose I'll write the same, that I'm just going through the class of the dog only. Okay. If I'll say that I need to have an attribute, a simple class of an attribute. Okay. As in key, I can have any name mammal, or I can have a name Coco. Okay. Then I can have an attribute of attribute you as a name of your fur. Okay. Any name you can give. Coco, fur, any name. Okay. If I say this as in defining a simple method to define, okay, and I can give as in self or any of that. I'll definitely tell you what is self and all. Okay, automatically it will carry a code as in def function. If I'll print that I am, anything we can write, that print I am okay, I'm just writing just a simple method. It is self, we can say self dot atre1. Similarly, we are going to have this in the next line also. Okay, over here we will write atr2. Okay, now there is an object installation where the object has been performed. If I'll say over here that the Roger or any of that, I'm having an object orientation in that. Okay, if I'll say that the Roger dog, okay, now if I'll print Roger dot atre1, and after that I'll print Roger dot fun. Okay, this is there will be an output. I'll tell you what the output would be. So there is an output of Coco, that is ATR1. Then printing of your ATR1 and ATR2 as in self. I am a Coco, I am a fur, correct? So what this example is carrying forward, this example means that an object is created, and which is the basically a dog name that is Roger, and this class only have two classes inside the attribute that will tell us like Roger is a dog or a mammal, or it is a dog or a, we can say Coco or fur. Okay, this is the basic example I need to tell you about. If I'll say that, if I'll printing it dog, okay, if I'll say that a dog it is, we can also name it as in self, or okay, if I'll say that it is not a dog, it is just a miser. Okay, just let us print this out again. There is an error in line number because miser is not declared it anywhere. Okay, even the miser is not declared, only and only dog is declared, that is also over the class of the dog. If I'll say that the miser over here, miser, and again I'll write over here the miser. Okay, then I'll print it of the class. So it will give me, because the class is already declared above. This is just to get a proper init, the pushback to a function, correct? Okay, yes. Let's move to one more topic, that is the self. What is the self? We use the self part. So a self part, it is the class method which have a much like first parameter. In the first definition we took at point at as, okay, let's go to a self. the self. Correct. Now what is the self? It is the method to have an extra first parameters. We can also have a parameter. We cannot call that parameter as a method. And we have extra parameters in the self. We can obtain as much as of the parameters. Correct. Number 2 point is like we have a method that takes no argument. Okay. In this method, if a method cannot take any argument, we can still have a one argument in this. So this is the benefit, that we can have a one argument in it. Correct. Number 3rd point is that it is familiar to just a C++ and Java. Oftenly, the concept is almost same as to Java or the C++. Okay, when we call a method of an object as in any type of an argument, so it is automatically converted to a class object. Okay, and moreoverly, if your class is not there, the variable is not there, the instance variable will be obtaining in it. This is very much important concept. Now going to the init method. What is the init? Now look the point how the init method is written. This is the way to write init method. Now what is the init method? The init method is similar to your C++ and Java. Those who have read the C++ or Java, it is just similar to that. It is the constructors are used in initializing your object state in it, and oftenly like we have a method of constructor also containing a lot of collection of your statements, correct? And that that are already left to like execute some of the point as an object creation, and it runs as soon as possible as your object is created. And moreoverly, the method is used to we can say the method is used to initialize initialize the object creation in it. If I'll tell you the example, you will better know what it is. So it is, I'm just printing, I'm just making a program for an init method. Okay, like a simple method it is. I'm creating a class, okay, as a person. Okay, and after that I'm using an init method or a constructor method. Self name. Okay, now if I'll say that it has a constructor part as a self name, I have to define it also over here. Okay, now it is just a sample method to define it. If I'll say, I'll particularly say about like it is given as a def hi. If I'll say that def say hi, if I'll say the def say hi and it is self, okay, and then I'll print a command. I'm printing a command of my name hello. I can say that my name is Anshika. And this is the self name. Okay, it will obtain from a part. Okay, correct. Now my name is I have done. Now what is my name? Okay, I need to declare it also. What is my name? That the P, if a person came this, you need to write Anshika. Now if I'll say the P dot say hi, let's run this. So it came like hello, my name is Anshika. Class is there, the person. Over here also the person class is there. I need myself as a self name. This is very much important, and self name will be given to the name. Okay, and name, this is the my name is Anshika. Okay, and it will say when I'll say the say hi, correct? When I'll say hi, this is the class of the say hi. Okay, and after that it will cover these the hello my name is to the Anshika. Correct? This is your class. This is your init method of it. Now, how we declared a class and instance variables in that. So, instance variable are just from the data, okay, or and these are the unique of each instance and the class variable after everything we need as an attribute or the method that is shared as an instances. So instance variable are the variable whose value is assigned inside the constructor or a method with a self variable as class variable or variable, and whose values are assigned also in a particular designing part. Correct. If I'll say that if you need a design instance method, you use a normal method that is also like it will also great ahead of by your side, because what happens sometimes is you're creating a classes, you're then you're naming a class, you're obtaining a class as a self parameter. See, self parameter just refer to a current instance of a particular class. Okay, obsess or it assess the class with your variable part. Okay, and creating of your instance of a class, it just needs a syntax value, and that syntax value is your object class is equals to class name, then your particular argument in it. Okay, and deleting of your object, deleting of your classes, deleting of your substantial part, it all depends upon your the basic fundamentals. And wherever when your fundamentals are there in your classes and your object, the all the problematic solved in a one go. Because see, classes and object are the one more thing that which are always used in your Python, then your we can say in your Java, in your C++, everywhere it uses. Okay, and oftenly when it happens it out or when it uses, everyone knows like what is self-init, what is self-init method, how we can use, but the conditions comes here where your variable are able to get the basic instantial part. Okay, and this is the main benefit of it, nothing else. I hope this much is clear to you about basic of fields and all, and I hope that you don't have any doubt. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching it. Stay tuned.